I think a lot of people might have been upset when they found out that Jussie Smollett had all of his charges dropped. You know, even the Illinois Prosecutors Bar Association issued a statement saying this is not normal. This is, something's wrong here. And Kim Foxx was lying to the public. But I'll tell you what, for good or for bad, Jussie Smollett, his life is over. Okay, even if he didn't do this, his life is over. I think we're all pretty much sure he did it because even the prosecutors are saying he's guilty, even though they let him get away with it for the most part. So here's the thing. Jussie will not be a felon. However, he will be absolutely ridiculed on stage at the NAACP Awards on Saturday Night Live. His life is over. The ratings for Empire were at an all-time low. That was reported yesterday. I did a video about it. 3.97 million, the lowest ever. Now, all the other people on that show are getting dragged down because of what he did. Allegedly, I guess. Are we still at that point, or do we know he did it? Like, everybody says he did it. He did it, right? Chris Rock, on the NAACP, at the NAACP Image Awards, what the hell was he thinking? Chris Rock actually took his time up on stage to attack Jussie Smollett, and he says he's Jussie Smollett now because he doesn't deserve the U. So let's read this, and then we have another one, actually. Saturday Night Live dragged him as well. His life's done. When you're getting ragged on by everybody, mainstream, left, right, whatever, sorry, your life's over. So while you may be upset he's not going to be a felon or in prison, if you were looking for some kind of justice or retribution, you can take solace in the fact that everybody hates him, I guess, but let's read this. Jussie Smollett may not have attended the 50th NAACP Image Awards, but Chris Rock made sure to address the controversy surrounding the Empire Star when taking the stage. Let's do that. Rock first joked that he was told not to talk about the controversial actor when he presented the award for Outstanding Comedy Series. They said, "No Jussie Smollett jokes," Rock began. "I know, what a waste of white skin. You know what I could do with that light skin, that curly hair? My career would be out of here. Effing running Hollywood." What the hell was he thinking? From now on, you're Jussie. From now on, you don't get the you no more. That you was respect. You don't get no respect from me. Hey, bravo, Chris Rock. The actor was nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, but lost to Grey's Anatomy star Jesse Williams. Good. Despite Rock coming after the actor, Blackish star Yara Shahidi expressed her support for Smollett when she accepted the Outstanding Comedy Series award alongside the comedy series cast I Stand With Jussie. I stand with Jussie, she simply said, while accepting the award. Stand with him what? What are you standing with him for? What you got the Osundaro brothers on camera buying this stuff. And then the lawyer suggests they were in whiteface? Come on. What world are we in at this point? Can we just accept that in almost absolute certainty, Jussie Smollett is a bad person? At least Chris Rock gets it. The Empire Star has been in the news since late January. Yeah, we know the story. All charges against Smollett were later dropped. Yes, we get that story. Jussie was attacked by two people he was unable to identify on January 29th. He was a victim who was vilified and made to appear as a perpetrator as a result of false and inappropriate... Yeah, listen. The FBI is still investigating, okay? The FBI is still investigating, and now they're reviewing the case after the 16 felony counts were dropped in an alternative disposing, or whatever they called it. This is not over. Jussie Smollett was actually threatened with prosecution by the Department of Law for the city of Chicago that if he didn't pay back $130,000 in a week, they would prosecute him. These charges might come back. So whatever they're trying to do here was a waste of time, and it was a huge mistake. Disposing of the charges in this way was a huge mistake. I think if they dropped them down, if they did a plea deal and had Jussie plead to like several misdemeanors, that could have saved Jussie's life. Because look, when you're a felon, like, you're done. There's a lot of places I think you can't vote for the most part, can't own weapons. You pretty much can't travel anymore. Because like, I think, I don't know exactly how it works, but I think you lose the visa waiver, like you've got to apply, and I still think they might tell you to screw off. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to say like, okay, look, your life's over, but at least we can help you out a little bit. Mistake. It's only made it worse. And this is what I talk about when I refer to the Chinese finger trap problem. You may have heard me talk about it. You got a finger trap, you put your fingers in, it makes sense. You want to pull your fingers out, but the more you pull, the tighter it becomes. So here's what happens, in my opinion. The prosecutors want to let Jussie Smollett get off to a certain degree and not have his life completely destroyed. Made it worse. made it substantially worse because now the feds are reviewing the case. Now you've got everybody screaming, this was a huge mistake. What the were you thinking with this? People pointed out on Twitter, if he pled down to a misdemeanor or a couple of misdemeanors, people would have begrudgingly been like, yeah, I get it. He's first-time offender. You know, he's got money. We expect these things. But to let him off completely and then to have him prance around talking about how innocent he is. And you've got people on stage actually willing to defend this guy. Bravo, Chris Rock. I'll say that. Following the news the charges had been dropped, Smollet addressed the media in front of a Chicago courthouse. We get it. He claimed he was innocent. He's not. So here's the thing. Here's why I started doing this. Because Chris Rock is a top U.S. trend right now. I used to do worldwide trends. I do U.S. because, typically the top trends would always be something in a foreign country. I don't speak the language. But let's talk about America. Chris Rock is right up there at the top. Now, he doesn't beat Sunday Motivation or Sunday Morning. That's too bad. But a lot of people are talking about this, and a lot of people are actually defending Jussie Smollet, complaining that the MAGA people are coming out in full force. Yeah, okay, whatever. But let's move on. Let's move on, because Chris Rock is not the only one dragging Jussie Smollett, ridiculing him, and, man, these are nails in the coffin for Jussie's career. So you know what? I'll say this before we read this. If you would like to perpetrate a hoax hate crime where you smear 63 million people in this country, Trump supporters, as hateful bigots who scream racial and homophobic slurs, make sure you don't screw up. Right? Well, make sure, I guess I could say don't screw up whatever you do, but you're taking a huge, Jussie, you know what? He took a huge risk. And he destroyed his own life. You are not going to believe what happened to me. SNL tackles Jussie Smollett and his hate crime stories as the disgraced Empire star tells one tall tale after another to explain his lateness. This is pretty good. Saturday Night Live, in my opinion, is not particularly funny for a few reasons. They just try to take pop culture moments and then reenact them in a silly way, and I think it's kind of dumb. But it is fun to poke fun at someone who's awful, so Saturday Night Live poked fun at Jussie Smollett. The evening's host, Sandra Oh, was joined by Chris Redd playing Smollett in a red MAGA hat as he tried to explain his lateness to his bosses on the show. After turning up late to a meeting discussing his future on Empire, Empire, Redd Smollett says, guys, you're not going to believe what just happened to me. I know what you're thinking, but it's not that. I got attacked again. In the new sketch, executives played by Kate McKinnon, Ego Nwodim, and Mickey Day replied, that's exactly what we were thinking, Jussie. Oh, good, so you believe me. He goes on to claim he's still the gay Tupac who was able to fight off his attackers because he's the gay Mike Tyson. Can we just... This dude, after he got attacked, went on stage and talked about, I fought back. What are you talking about? You hired some dudes and then they ran off. And it's... We saw him on camera buying it, dude. At a sold-out concert in West Hollywood, California, February, he called himself the gay Tupac. So, this is bits from the show. Playing his manager, O replies, nobody knows what that means. You know why this story is so hard to believe, right? Redd Smollett takes out a bag of clues he says was left by his attacker, containing Crest white strips, a Teletubby, and the letters KKK. He says, the killer left me a bunch of clues. What killer? You're still alive, Jussie. Redd Smollett goes on, let's see what's in here. Crest white strips, what do you think that means? There's more. A K, another K, 3 Ks. Like, what do you think that means? Hang on, there's more stuff. Oh, a receipt, I need that. Car keys, definitely need those. Oh, a Teletubby, and it's the gay one. When the show producers suggest calling the police over his attack, character Jussie replies, no, 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 no. They said I can never call again. That's part of the deal. And when told he is about to be fired, he goes on to claim, what, you can't fire me? I made this show, man. I am the gay Lee Daniels. Empire co-creator Lee Daniels, oh, I get it, played by Kenan Thompson, replies, Jussie, I'm the gay Lee Daniels. When O's manager also fires her client, he leaves the office before returning, this time wearing a neck brace and sunglasses. He says, you're not going to believe what happened this time. Soon after Smollett's charges were dropped on Tuesday morning, Fox issued a statement to say it was gratified by the outcome. He was excluded from the final 2 episodes of the show. Meanwhile, the very prosecutors who dropped the case have spoken out to say they believe Smollet is guilty, and the city's mayor has billed him for $130,000. Well, I'm not usually one to like SNL doing these kinds of skits where it's like, we get it, pop culture things happens, and you just, like, I just don't see it as a joke. I get it, no, it's a joke. I mean, it's just like, come on, is there anything original? Man, it just feels like, is that all it is? You know, it's funny to poke fun at Smollett, I gotta say that. Did my computer just crash? Oh, Daily Mail just crashed, okay. Let's try this again. There's a little bit more, and then we'll wrap up. Ultimately, long story short, Jussie Smollett's life is over. We get it. He ended his career. Smollet maintains he's innocent. I would not bring my family in this, yada, yada, yada. On Thursday, Smollett's lawyer, Tina Galandian, suggested that the Osundaiwa brothers were wearing whiteface. It's a fun timeline, I'll say that. The timeline, good fun. But at the very end, final thought, if Chris Rock is going to drag you, if Saturday Night Live is going to drag you, Jussie, your career is over. You done screwed up. You know what the thing is? Hoax hate crimes happen a lot. These stories they keep popping up, women claiming someone yanked their hijab off and things like that. I'm not going to say that hate crimes are, when a hate crime is reported, it's very, very unlikely it's a hoax. But the hoaxes do happen. So now you have people, it's the craziest thing, the regressives who try to support Jussie, it's the weirdest thing ever, claiming that people like me or others are creating a narrative of hoax hate crimes. Like, what are you talking about? This is national news. I didn't make this up. I'm just talking about it. But because it's a problem for them, because they needed it to be true, they needed Russiagate to be true too, they get mad when the truth comes out, because the truth hurts, yeah. I'll leave it there. Stick around. I got more videos coming up later today. I will see you at 1 p.m. on this channel. Adios.